Welcome to Nutrition 101. I'm Dr. Tim Smith here from New Life Chiropractic. Excited to bring to you some amazing information about how to optimize your nutrition, how to start fasting, whether you're a man or a woman, or what your health goals are, how that's going to benefit your health and bring optimal energy, vitality, improve your metabolism, strengthen your immune function, increase your growth hormone, and overall improve the quality of your life. So hope you're ready. Get your notes, strap in. It's time to get started with Nutrition 101. If you haven't met me, like I said, I'm Dr. Tim Smith. I've been into holistic and natural health for the last 2 decades now. My life was changed by a chiropractor when I was just 16 years old, and it inspired me to want to change lives for so many others because I knew that my health was so drastically impacted through chiropractic and the principles you're going to learn here today, and that so many other people were like me who didn't know that, didn't know how to eat, didn't know what was making them sick, didn't know what was causing their issues, and was frustrated by the medical system that failed me over and over again, and is probably failing so many of you and so many that you know. So we're here today to talk about natural drug-free solutions. And my wife and I, Dr. Catherine, and our family, we founded New Life Chiropractic to help empower you and your family to live a healthy life naturally, to understand what true health looks like, and to give you the guidance to be able to implement these natural solutions into your day-to-day life to experience that amazing transformation in your health as well. So we're so happy to bring this to you and continue to share this here at New Life Chiropractic in Rocklin, California. Every day we're changing the lives of hundreds and hundreds of people in our local community. And I hope you share this with all those that you know about that want to be healthier, that may be frustrated with where they are in their health, and that are looking for more natural, drug-free solutions to living their best life. That's actually our mission, to empower those around us to live healthy naturally. And we've been successful in that in our local community, and we want to do more online virtual content so that we can take the information that we've been helping hundreds and thousands with to start helping tens and hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions, to start changing their life for the better. And here's the good news. No matter where you are in your health journey right now, no matter what you've been told by your doctor, no matter what you've tried, know this. Your body is designed to be healthy, and healthy is normal. Healthy is normal. Once you understand that, you take responsibility for your health, you change your behaviors and actions, you will change your health outcome. So whether today's your first step or the next step in your health journey, we're going to show you exactly what to do and how to move forward. Here's the key: change your mindset. You may have always been taught that health comes from a pill. Health comes from your doctor, or a diagnosis, or a test, or a disease. That's what medicine's been doing for the last 100+ years. It's been studying disease and what causes you to be sick and die. In that period of time, more people are suffering with chronic, preventable, lifestyle-related diseases than ever. People die of cancer and heart disease and Alzheimer's and diabetes. And so many people are treated medically for all these conditions, and our health isn't getting any better. So if you want a different outcome, we have to start doing something differently. That's what chiropractic was founded on. Chiropractic was founded on the idea that your body is created healthy, that it's designed to heal itself, and that's what's normal. And it's all focused about how to make you live healthier and better. That's what we're going to talk about today. Through Max Living, we have helped develop 5 key essentials of health. We're going to focus on just a few of these essentials here today. But within our office and our health system, we focus consistently on chiropractic, and that's the relationship of your brain, your spine, and your nervous system and how it runs your whole body. We focus on quality, healthy nutrition that fuels your energy and your life. We focus on having a positive mindset of peace management, to focus on what you can control, to have a plan for your health. That's more than just symptomatic relief or disease management. To be able to move your body in a healthy way, and to be able to minimize toxicity, toxic chemical stress that creates issues in your body. And a lot of that comes from nutrition. We're going to talk about that today as well. So I want to start right here with your nutrition self-check. This is a good opportunity to be honest with yourself about where you are in your nutrition. Do you have a plan for your nutrition? Do you just do what's easy and convenient? Is it mostly processed foods? Or do you have a specific plan of what that looks like? Do most of the things that you eat come from a box or a can or through a window? Or are you getting more fresh, organic, local, natural resources? Or maybe you're somewhere in between. No matter where you are, you're going to gain benefit from today's time. I hope you're taking notes, and I hope you're following through the entire presentation. We're going to talk about nutrition, do's and don'ts, starting with the standard American diet, right? If we look around, a lot of people are overweight, a lot of people have low energy, a lot of people are taking medications, a lot of people are suffering from these chronic lifestyle-related diseases we opened up with: diabetes, Alzheimer's, heart disease, cancer, the list goes on and on and on. A big part of that is what we eat, right? If you look at the standard American diet, it's full of horrible, toxic fat, it's full of sugar, it's full of ultra-processed chemicals and foods. So if you're feeding your body all these unhealthy, abnormal substances, what do you think is going to come out on the other end? Low energy, chronic disease, poor digestion, weak immune system, unbalanced hormones, weight gain, the list goes on and on. And this creates inflammation caused by the same things: sugar that elevates your glucose and your insulin, damaged fats, toxicity. We're going to focus a lot on these today, starting with the things that you want to avoid. What you don't eat is just as important as what you do eat. So when it comes to a foundational nutrition plan, you want to make sure that you're avoiding processed carbohydrates and sugar, which is in a majority of our foods. 90% of the grocery stores, these processed foods. If you're eating out often, if you're getting fast food, if you're getting convenience foods, it's all processed foods. Now, even worse than sugar is sugar substitutes. Now we have all these diet foods. We have the non-fat foods. We have the sugar-free foods. Well, what are those full of? They're full of chemicals. They're full of sucralose. They're full of aspartame. They're full of unhealthy artificial flavorings and colors. Trans fats, seed oils, inflammatory oils, highly processed foods. All these here are wreaking havoc, building inflammation and disease in your body. So what are some examples of these? When it comes to fats, hydrogenated and partially hydrogenated oils, most of the seed oils are the most toxic oils that are damaging so many of you and your families right now. They cause oxidative stress to your cells. This is what clogs up your arteries. This is what stresses your digestive system and causes leaky gut problems and inflammation. These are your cottonseed oils, your soybean oil, your vegetable oils, your corn oil, canola oil, vegetable oil. Also trans fats like margarine, synthetic butters, all things that are artificial and fake are going to come with toxicity that your body is unable or struggles to process. And this is what's in most foods: breads, crackers, cookies, boxed foods. This is what's in a lot of the so-called diet foods. They use corn oil, they use canola oil, and they say low fat. Well, that's not actually true. These fats are more damaging for you than the healthy fats. In fact, part of a healthy nutrition plan is lots of healthy fats. Here's a list of good fats you want to look at: extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, raw nuts and seed oils, raw real butter and real dairy. Get organic raw dairy, raw cheese, raw butter. All these things are full of nutrients and enzymes and vitamins that your body needs to function optimally. Grass-fed meats, healthy eggs, Pacific wild-caught salmon and fatty fish, coconut products. All these are superfoods, foods that your body needs to thrive. Now, some people may have digestion or other types of intolerances to some of these foods. We can help you find alternatives. What you want to avoid is this side over here. Every processed and toxic oil and fat is causing damage to your cells, your tissues, your organs, your nervous system, and your body. And it's the same thing for your kids. It's the same thing for your friends and family. So let's start getting rid of the bad and replacing it with the good. On top of these unhealthy, damaged fats, we have toxic foods, herbicides, pesticides. There's over 3,000 approved herbicides and pesticides that are sprayed on your food. Even worse is GMOs, genetically modified organisms. These are all sprayed with a specific chemical called Roundup. Right? Roundup is full of what's called glyphosate. Glyphosate is extremely toxic to the human body. It causes holes in your digestive system and leaky gut issues. It damages your cells. It's been proven to cause cancer, autoimmune disorders, and other inflammatory conditions in your body. And it's what they use for a high majority of our food. There's over 10,000 additives that are approved to go in and on our food, as well as hormones and antibiotics that are put into animal products. So any of these here, you would not take on your own. You wouldn't knowingly digest a herbicide or a pesticide. You wouldn't go to your garage right now and drink Roundup. But that's what's going on and in your food. That's what your food eats. That's what you eat. So if you're eating chemicals and toxicity that we know causes damage and health concerns, well, what's going to happen over time? Here's the top 5 most toxic foods you want to avoid. Number 1 is fried foods, because they're all fried in the damaged oils that we talked about earlier. Number 2 is packaged foods, because they're full of those chemicals, all the herbicides and pesticides, all the artificial flavors, colors, sweeteners, they're all in the packaged foods. And GMOs are the absolute most toxic. Anything that's GMO, which is going to be a high majority of soy, high majority of grain, a lot of what animals get fed. Corn is highly genetically modified. So you always want to pay attention to the quality of your foods. So step 1, let's eliminate the artificial foods. Like I said, 10,000 approved chemicals that go in common foods that I grew up eating, that you probably did too. But what I've learned is that what I ate as a child is far worse now. Macaroni and cheese 30 years ago is not the macaroni and cheese that we eat today. McDonald's 30 years ago is not the McDonald's that we eat today. All of the semi-unhealthy things became highly toxic, absolutely, horribly unhealthy today. So avoid low fat, 0 calories, non-fat. Avoid all the colors. If it wasn't that color initially, it shouldn't be that color now. What color is milk? It's white. Therefore, what color should cheese be? Bum, bum, bum. White. Yeah, makes sense, right? What is orange flavor color? What are these additives? Look out for these specific things: sucralose, MSG, dyes, corn syrup, artificial ingredients, any color, red, blue, yellow, orange. All of these are toxicity. And who eats the most of this stuff? Your kids. Why are kids the fastest growing population of sick people in our society? It's because they're eating all this stuff. What is every kid's product? It's artificial colors, artificial flavorings. It's processed foods. Kids should be eating the same foods that you are. Another issue is the animal products that we eat and consume. Fish, poultry, dairy, beef, chicken. It can either be super healthy or super unhealthy and processed. So let's stop getting conventional meats. Conventional meats would be just regular old run-of-the-mills, your Foster Farms, your USDA grade, your farmed fish, your regular pasteurized, homogenized dairy products. All these were fed GMOs. All these are ultra processed. All the good things that were there were stripped out. and all the bad is added in. Herbicides, pesticides sprayed on their food, most of it GMO, given antibiotics, giving injections and hormones. Because the animals themselves are sick and unhealthy, they're given medications. And then where does that all go? It goes right back into you through what's called bioaccumulation. So you are what your food eats. So if you eat unhealthy food, you become unhealthy. So we really want to avoid this. Quality does matter. Look out for these things when you're at the grocery store. USDA organic, non-GMO. When you're looking at your animal products, wild caught fish, grass-fed beef, 100% grass-fed, not just grass-finished. You want to make sure that you have pasture-raised poultry and beef. You want to make sure that your stuff is organic and raw as much as possible. What is the most natural form that these animals could live in? That's what you want to get. Because when they're in their healthy form and they're healthy, well, all the nutrients from those products will go into you and your family, and that helps you thrive and become healthy. So when it comes to your nutrition, you don't want to just have a diet plan. You want to have a nutrition plan. That's what we focus on, healthy nutrition plans. Now we have the core plan, which is your foundational nutrition plan for a healthy family. We're going to go through exactly what that looks like. This is for long-term health maintenance and disease prevention. And this is for those who want to maintain a healthy weight. You don't need significant weight loss. You just want to maintain a healthy weight for your age, size, and gender. Now we also have the advanced plan, because what I found is a lot of people get out of balance with their nutrition over time. And they need a period of time where they need more of a restrictive nutrition plan. So here, this is for hormone repair, metabolism disorder, weight loss issues, toxicity problems, inflammation and digestive disorders, accelerated weight loss, any type of health restoration where your body needs to heal from years and years and years of damaged nutrition and toxicity. A lot of people start out on the advanced plan and they move over to the core plan. We also offer advanced nutrition coaching, very specific guidance, advanced detoxes, gut health repair, guided weight loss programs. These are all individually based. The things we're going to talk about today is something that anybody can do that's going to benefit you in your health. So first, let's talk about the core plan. The core plan, we want to focus on incorporating more healthy fats. The list we talked about there of the superfoods, the avocado oil, the coconut oil, the raw nuts and seeds. We want to get a lot of these healthy fats because these are what create energy in your body. We want to avoid all of the negative fats. So time to get rid of the processed foods, time to get rid of the canola oil and the safflower oil and the corn oil and the hydrogenated vegetable oils that you were told were healthy for you, that your doctor said you should take if you have high cholesterol or high blood pressure or you want to lose some weight. Time to put those in the trash. We want to really start switching over the quality of your animal products. Wild caught, grass-fed, pasture-raised, all of the healthy things we talked about when it comes to animals. We want to focus on whole and ancient sprouted grains only. No more white bread, no more Wonder Bread, no more Roman meal, no more processed pastas. Only sprouted natural grains in this area, and starting to get a variety of organic, local, seasonal fruits and vegetables that should change throughout the year that are packed full of all the nutrients. All the colors you do see in your foods, that's all vitamins and nutrients that your body needs. This is what we want to have as a foundation for you and your family's nutrition plan. Now, the advanced plan takes all those good things, but we add some slight restrictions in there. During this period of time when you're focusing on healing and repair, you want to eliminate grains because even healthy grains are sugar and are hard for your body to process and digest. So in the advanced plan, for the period of time that you're on, you want to eliminate all grains. You want to increase the amount of fats that you have. You want to continue your proteins. And even for things like fruits and other carbohydrates, We want to get to just the very lowest sugar only. This would be mostly berries, green apples, things like that. Now, this is not a forever plan, but this is a plan that you may do for 30, 60, 90 days, maybe 6 months, or even a year if you have advanced conditions. And again, we help guide people through this process. But this advanced plan is the healing plan. Now, when it comes to nutrition, there's also supplementation that goes on top of that. A lot of people say, can I get all of my nutrition from my diet alone? And unfortunately, the fact is that typically that is not true. And the reason why is because our food is now nutrient deficient due to over-farming, due to genetically modified organisms, due to years and years and years of herbicides and pesticides and damage to the soil. Our food has become nutrient deficient where you're not getting the same level of minerals and vitamins that you may have before in the past, which is why supplementation is important. Another benefit of supplementation is you can get highly absorbable, highly active ingredients at higher doses. Things that you would have to eat pounds and pounds of food to get in simple supplements. And you can target specific health concerns or support certain parts of your body with the right type of supplementation. So I'm a huge advocate of the right type of supplementation that comes from the same healthy forms that we talked about. Not synthetic ones, not your Centrum Silver, not ones that may be recommended by your doctor, but the right type of naturally, organically grown, unprocessed, highly absorbable, healthy supplements and nutrients. That's the only thing that we take here in the office. That's the only thing that we recommend. That's what myself and my family uses. So I would never recommend anything I don't use myself. A majority of the products we have in our office are practitioner only. I know where it's coming from. I know how it was processed. We've done lab tests to make sure that it's effective, and we see the results in our office every single day. That's what we're going to talk about. You want to make sure you're getting quality and pure supplementation. Just like your food, supplementation can be a negative rather than a benefit. Supplementation is highly unregulated. You can put anything into a bottle and say it has this or that, and then start selling it to people. I see so many people coming in with bags and bags of stuff that's no good. They're just wasting money on it. Either it's stressing out their body, or at best, they're not getting any benefit. It's just going right out through the elimination system. We don't want you wasting money on unnecessary supplementation. We don't want any kind of vitamins or minerals that you're taking causing harm to your body. We want to make sure you're getting the right type of stuff. Now, we're not going to talk about all supplements here today, but I do want to talk about 3 key specific nutrients I'm super excited about here in the office that I've been taking the last couple of months now and noticing great benefits. I've done a lot of the research. I've talked to the people who designed this. I know where it's coming from. I know the quality is unmatched that's out there in the world. They have more certifications than any other supplement company that I know of, and it's the foundational 3. Now, this is actually 3 products that are designed to be taken on a regular basis to support the major systems of your body. Number 1 is digestion and detox. So I want to go through just a few of the key ingredients here. Number 1 is it has a 10-strain pre, post, and probiotic complex. This is huge. You don't typically get this together where we're doing it all at one time. And this supports what's called the gut-brain axis. I've done entire workshops about how vital the gut-brain axis is. Your gut is a living system of organisms that connects directly to your brain. And these 2 systems run your whole body. If your gut's out of balance, if your nervous system's out of balance, your body is out of balance. So you want to support that. There's also a few specific nutrients in there to detox from glyphosate, mold, heavy metals, and microplastics. These are the most damaging toxicity out there. And we're exposed to those through our diet, through our environment, through personal care and cleaning products. These are some of the absolute worst. Imagine being able to cleanse your body of these every single day. This is huge. This is like a constant filter in your body. Enzymes that break down food for easier absorption. That's so key. Many people have digestive problems because they're not able to break down and absorb the nutrients that they're getting. This supplement helps you be able to do that. It supports major systems through liver, gallbladder, kidneys, stomach, and it really helps support especially the liver and the thyroid to detox these organs, to balance your hormones and help your body work best. So what does this really help with? Any type of digestive issues, IBS, bloating, gas, indigestion, constipation, diarrhea, benefits all of that. It helps detox from the most common damaging toxicity, glyphosate, mold, plastics, heavy metals. It improves your skin, it helps with a healthy weight, and it prevents nutrient malabsorption. So just this one product alone could be revolutionary to your health. Number 2, inflammation and immune support. Some of the key ingredients here is turmeric, boswellia, quercetin. These are all natural, plant-based anti-inflammatories. This is not like an ibuprofen or an Advil, which blocks your brain's ability to sense inflammation, a COX-2 inhibitor. Totally different. This is actually lowering the systemic inflammation in your body over time when you're taking these nutrients on a regular basis. There are so many great benefits in nature that we can utilize, and that's why I really love supplementation. It also has collagen and bromelain, which repairs joints and damaged tissues, ginger, blue-green turmeric for immune regulation and gut healing, spleen, thymus, cartilage to strengthen your innate and adaptive immune system. So we're actually improving your immune system's ability to fight off infection and disease. How amazing is that? On a regular basis, this year I saw so many people getting sicker than I have in a long time. Part of preventing illness is not just avoiding it. It's not getting another vaccine. These things weaken your immune system. It's about strengthening your body's innate immune function, and that's exactly what this does. Also, immune-supporting vitamins like vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin K2. So this is great for anybody who wants to reduce joint pain. If you're active and you want to reduce that pain or support your joints, make sure you're taking this product. Anybody who has autoimmune disorders, anybody that suffers from allergies. So many people have also been coming in. Oh, it's spring again. My allergies are kicking my butt right now. How would you like to reduce that? Don't take Flonase. Don't take allergy Claritin medication. That's all interfering with the normal function of your body. That's building disease and not addressing the root cause. The goal is never to treat or manage a symptom chemically. It's to support your body's ability to function naturally. Remember we said at the beginning? Your body's designed to be healthy. That's what's normal. Let's support your body's normal ability to fight off infection and disease and manage external stressors, like taking inflammation and immune support. It helps with chronic inflammation. It helps with poor immune function. Number 3, cellular health and longevity. Let's look at some of the key vitamins here. Ashwagandha and rhodiola, which help with adrenal balance. B vitamins and PQQ, which enhance energy production and support that detoxification. Grains of paradise. I didn't know what grains of paradise were, and a friend of mine who I really trust and supports this company that supports this through PurePath and Max Living says looks up grains of paradise and what it does. And there was study after study about how this boosts your metabolism and helps maintain healthy weight. It's like amazing. I'm so glad that's in there. Fermented botanicals like spirulina and blackberry that are antioxidants, and more glandular support, thyroid support, adrenal support, pancreas. This regulates your energy and your hormones. This regulates your blood sugar. This regulates your metabolism. So we're supporting the parts of your body that help function in cellular health and vitality. So this is good for anybody who has chronic stress and adrenal fatigue, any hormone imbalances, they suffer adrenal burnout, and they struggle with metabolism issues. So if you think about, we're covering these 3 things: inflammation and immune support, cellular health and longevity, digestion and detox. This supports 90% of what most people struggle with in their life. That's why this is the most comprehensive and synergistic supplement bundle that's ever been created to support human performance. That's why I plan on taking this month after month for as long as it's available. That's why I recommend this to my patients, that I'm getting my family on this, because I believe strongly in this benefit to be able to help you in your health journey. We're doing a special offer for everybody who's on here today. for being on this YouTube Live, you'll get a 10% discount in the month of April by using the code NUTRITION. Don't forget that. Use the code NUTRITION. We also have a subscribe and save program in our office where you can get these on a discount on a regular basis month after month so that we never run out and you're always saving on your health. Because when it comes to your health, you want to invest in yourself. One of the ways I know who's serious about their health is where they put their time and their energy. And this is any area of your life, right? If health is always too expensive and inconvenient, you're not going to be a healthy person. You're just not. If you don't make the time to go to the gym, if you don't make the time to drink enough water, if you don't make it a priority to buy the right foods and get the right supplementations and see the right doctors and have the right guidance, you're going to be paying for sickness and disease. You're going to be paying for days off of work for you or your children. You're going to be paying for loss of function. You're going to be paying for doctor visits. You're going to be paying for surgeries. You're going to be paying for medications. You're going to be paying for high level insurance. You're going to be paying for years of life lost, what you can't even put a dollar amount on. Your health is your most vital asset. And most people spend a majority of the wealth that they accumulate in their life on medical bills later in their life because they didn't take care of their health. So if you want to be healthier, now is the right time to start investing in your health, your time, your energy, your resources, because your health will allow you to get more of all of those things back. So now to get off my soapbox when it comes to why you should be investing in your health, I want to talk about fasting. Maybe you're here today just to listen to the fasting. And fasting is so important. There's a lot of right ways to do it, and there are wrong ways to do it. And there are many benefits of fasting for healthier energy, better circadian rhythm for better sleep and energy as well, help with your metabolism and your weight, increases in growth hormone, fitness benefits, immune system benefits, cellular health and longevity. The list goes on and on and on. Maybe you've read about some of them, maybe you haven't. One of the main benefits of fasting is what's called autophagy. Now you may be wondering, what is autophagy? Let me tell you. Autophagy is when your body goes and recycles dead and damaged cells through what's called lysosomes. Basically, your body eats all the damaged and unhealthy cells within your body. And your body only does this in times of challenge. There's different ways to trigger autophagy. One of the easiest is through fasting. Fasting is when you modify your diet intake, the times of days or periods of times when you eat, which gives your body times of rest to be able to heal. This can also be induced through ketogenic diet, can be induced through exercise, and there's other ways to be able to do it as well. But fasting is one of the most common ways that humans have been doing this for thousands and thousands of years. Many ritual practices are around this. Many meditative or holistic practices surround fasting. So it's not something that's new. It's been used for a long time. And we're going to go through a number of different ways. First is what's called intermittent fasting. This is when you have different time windows of eating throughout an individual day. This can be as little as 12 hours of eating and 12 hours of fasting. That can go up to 16 hours of fasting with 8 hours of eating. Or you can go up to what's called OMAD, where you're fasting for about 24 hours and you're eating one meal a day. Now, we also want to look at longer fasts like a one-day fast and different ways to be able to do that. You can do bone broth fasts, you can do juice fasts, and you can do water fasts. There's also 3-day plus fasts for 72 hours or more. And this is when you're really maximizing the autophagy and cellular health benefits. But you can get cellular health benefits in as little as 12 hours of fasting. So let's break these down a little bit and talk about how they work. What are good things to do? What are challenges that may come up? What are some success strategies in each areas of these fasting? Number one is intermittent fasting. So this is when you're eating through a defined time window, right? That could be 12-12, 16-8. The rest period is what gives your body the chance to heal and digest and detox. And that's when you really get the benefits. So let's say, for example, we're doing 12-12. That's a good place to start. So within 12 hours, you're eating the calories that you want to eat in that day. And then you have 12 hours where you don't eat. So let's say you ate from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and you're gonna fast from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. Pretty easy, right? A majority of that fast just happens when you're asleep. So you're not having to worry about it much. That's why that's one of the easiest ones. No midnight snacks, no 10 p.m. soda, no drink before you go to bed. 12 hours of eating, 12 hours of fasting. You could do this easily every single day. 16-8 is a little bit more advanced. Typically, you would do this either earlier in the day. Maybe you have your last meal now at something like 4 o'clock, and then you would eat at 8 a.m. the next morning. Right? Breakfast is breaking your fast, and typically you want to do this with protein or fat, not a lot of carbs, not a lot of sugar. So you wouldn't want to fast all night and then have a bowl of cereal or a big bowl of oatmeal or a Danish from Starbucks. That's not really going to help you. You want to start with healthy proteins, healthy fats, and you want to make sure you stay hydrated in the fasting times. Now you can do this to any hour of the day. Most people find it easiest to do a portion of the fasting over rest, which would be sleep. Here's some common challenges. You may notice hunger during your fasting window. It's common, it comes up. You may have some cravings, you may even get some mild symptoms like headaches, growling stomach, maybe some temporary aches and pains through that fasting time. You may notice some fatigue, maybe some brain fog. This is your body actually sloughing off those unhealthy and dead cells. This is your body relying on sugar to run everything, and you're taking yourself from a sugar burner to more of a fat burner, which is great for your metabolism. So you're actually switching out of that high insulin, sugar-dependent zone. And sometimes people get overeating during that eating window, like, oh, it's time to just feast and eat way too much. You want to eat the same relative amount of calories and follow your same nutrition plan of what you would eat over a regular day, whether you had 3 meals or 5 or 6, in this eating window. Some key success tips. Stay busy during the fast. The worst thing you want to do is fast on a Sunday and sit around watching TV all day, because all you're going to be thinking about is how hungry you are, and you have pretty easy access to food. Therefore, you're probably not going to be as successful as you like. You can't always rely on just discipline and willpower alone. You want to set yourself up for success. So plan your fast around a busy day where you're just out doing things, where you're not thinking about eating that entire time. It also helps to drink a lot of water and drink some herbal teas, and especially drink electrolytes, because electrolytes is going to increase your sodium and potassium, and it's going to take away some of the hunger pains, and it's going to optimize your hydration. Also, track your results so you know how you're doing, because this will give you motivation. You do this a few times, you start to notice, hey, I'm losing a few pounds. Hey, I have more energy. Hey, I'm sleeping better. My fitness results are improving. You're going to be more motivated to fast on a regular basis. Let's talk about a 24-hour fast. Here's how it works. 1 full day of fasting, usually dinner to dinner or lunch to lunch. Say you ate at 6 p.m. today, you would not eat any food until 6 p.m. tomorrow. That's a 24-hour fast. And during that time, like I said, you can either drink just water, adding in the herbal tea and the electrolytes as mentioned before. That's the most common way that has a lot of the same benefits. You can also do a bone broth fast. I'll do this with our bone broth protein all the time. I think this is very effective because you're still getting protein, especially if you're really active. You have an active job, you like to work out, you're an athlete. You don't want to drink just water all day, all the time. If you're real active through the day, maybe a bone broth fast may work better for you. Or if you really want to work on some cleansing benefits, adding in a juice fast, but make sure it's real low sugar juices. You wouldn't want to get like apple juice or some of these other things because the high sugar will really throw your insulin off and will affect some of the other parts of your body. This really deepens the autophagy and cellular repair, and it also boosts your growth hormone. You get about a 300% boost in growth hormone, which helps your body build muscle and burn fat. It's also what keeps you young and what helps with your long-term vitality. So just by doing a 24-hour fast, you're really optimizing that cellular repair. That's why I typically do these. Maybe I'm sore from a lot of workouts, or I have some chronic injuries that just aren't going away, or I just feel some of those aches and pains from stress. I'll do a day fast, right? Last week, I actually did 3 days of these 24-hour fasts, and I felt amazing. And I saw my health benefits that I track on my Oura Ring totally turn around from solid to exceptional in just 1 week's time of doing these one-day fasts with a combination of water and bone broth protein fast. Now here's the best way to do it. Do this like 1 or 2 days a week. You can do it as little as one a month, but once or twice a week can really be beneficial if you're trying to make some health benefits. Make sure you stay well hydrated. And when you break your fast, you don't want to eat again like a giant pizza or something like that. You want to do some bone broth or a smoothie, right? You want to come out of your fast gently. You don't want to just dive yourself into a bowl of pasta or a giant burger. That's going to disrupt your digestive system and your body's really not going to like that. So some common challenges, you're going to have blood sugar dips. It's going to be tough when you're out doing things. You go out to lunch, I'm not eating today. You're out, you have a normal breakfast routine. It does take you out of your routines and you want to be prepared for that. Also, you want to be prepared for cravings. Mentally prepare yourself for I'm going to be hungry and I'm going to want to break my fast, and know that you're not going to do it. So choose it on a low stress day. This is not ones you want to do on your most active days, typically, especially if you haven't done it before. Once you become more experienced, you can kind of do that. But last thing you want to do is eat all weekend, go into a Monday planning to do a 24-hour water fast when you got a busy day that day, because you're going to get a midday crash, you're going to get an evening crash likely. Journal how you feel. You can do some light movements or meditation, but these are not heavy workout days. You wouldn't want to go run a 10K this day. You wouldn't want to do your heavy weightlifting workout that day because you're not going to get a lot of the immediate repair that you're used to. How about the 3-day fast? Let's talk about this too. How does this work? Well, this is extending your fasting time. This is really where you start getting the immune system benefits, the digestive health benefits, and the massive cellular repair. This typically triggers what's called ketosis, where your body starts using fat for energy, and what's called ketones, because you're not taking in any sugar during this period of time. So your body starts utilizing these ketones, which is really where you get the advanced cellular die-off, the advanced detox benefits, and the metabolism type benefits. So here's some best practices. Prepare with a clean diet a few days before. Again, you don't want to just eat a bunch of junk and then go into a 3-day fast. Work your way up to it and start to taper yourself down. Really healthy fruits and vegetables, lots of healthy greens, some of the healthy proteins that you need. A lot of electrolyte support is essential. If you start to notice that you feel worsening dizziness or progressive flu-like symptoms, your body may be having a negative reaction, what they may call the keto flu or some fasting issues, and you may want to end your fast a bit early and try it again at a later date. It's okay. It's not a big deal. Don't think of it as a failure. Maybe you did 1 day, maybe you did 2 days, and if you're really noticing that you're just not feeling good, you may want to stop and do it again another time. Here's what you may experience, especially day 2, pretty significant hunger. Day 1, you kind of get used to it, especially if you've done 24-hour fast. I would do the 24-hour fast or OMAD prior to this. Day 2 is typically when you really start to notice the headache, the fatigue, malaise. You really don't feel like doing a lot. I personally think the second day is the hardest. Usually on day 3, you kind of get a surge of energy where your body transitions into this fat burning zone. You're like, I feel pretty good. I could probably go without eating for a while longer, but you just kind of want to get back to eating. And mentally, especially emotional eating, this could be a challenge. So you want to have some accountability here, right? You don't want to just be doing this on your own while your family's eating everything else. Because also what you're going to do is you're going to smell everything. You're going to like, oh man, that sandwich looks amazing. I really want to eat that. Like your desire for food really goes up because your body's like, we need to eat. You want to avoid that. So have the electrolytes available. Drink that all throughout the day. You can drink some herbal teas. You can drink some black coffee if you need to. Use a time for reflection and rest. Typically you want to do this when you know you can set aside a few days to be able to do this because it does take some focus. It does take some work. I'm not going to say it's super easy. Just do a 3-day fast. It's not easy. And a lot of people are not able to complete it because they didn't go into it totally prepared mentally and what's going on with their lifestyle. So these are some tips to really help. Feel free to comment below. We'd be happy to send you some more guides to fasting correctly, and we could support you in your own fasting journey as we go through this. Now, what I want to talk about next is why women need to fast differently than men. Most men, I would say, follow this program and do quite well. It's pretty easy because men have the same hormones 24/7, 365. Women go like this. If you're within reproductive years, your hormones are constantly fluctuating, changing throughout the month, which changes your physiological needs during different times of the month. So it's very important that women follow a more specific plan for fasting. So we're going to go through what this looks like. Because you have a different cycle, you have a constantly fluctuating amount of estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone that change over a 28 period of time. And fasting can be a form of stress to your body. At some points it helps you, but other points it can hurt you. So you may be a woman and say, I've tried fasting and I had this issue or that issue, or messed up this or that, or I didn't lose any weight, or I felt worse, or I got flu-like symptoms, or I got the keto flu, or I didn't see it helped me a lot. Well, this may be why. So syncing fasting with your hormones and your cycle can be very beneficial. So let's talk about how this works. So when we look at the right type of fasting and what this does, and what each of these hormones affect in your body. So estrogen is all about supporting your neurological system and your metabolism. Progesterone can help with calm and sleep, and testosterone is drive and strength. So again, these things are changing throughout the months, depending on which part of your cycle you are in. So the follicular phase, this is the first 1 to 10 days of your cycle itself. This is when estrogen starts going up. So here's what happens, what we want to do. The best fasting window is about 16 to 24 hours. So during this first 10 days, you can definitely do OMAD, you can do 1 day fast, you can do 12-12, you can do 16-8, and typically you're not going to have a whole lot of problems. Your body is highly insulin sensitive, fat burning is at an efficient level, and the estrogen actually supports the autophagy and the mental clarity in your body. So this is a great time for keto, low carb, lots of workouts, strength training. This is when you really can push your body to do more. Your body's going to be able to handle stress a lot more here. Now the second phase would be the ovulation phase. So at this point, estrogen is at its peak, and so is testosterone. So we don't want to have as big of a fasting window. You wouldn't want to do more than 13 to 15 hours max. So in this stage, if you're doing intermittent fasting, you'd want to do more 12-12. You wouldn't want to do the 1 day or 3 day fast during this period of time. Testosterone is great for muscle and motivation. Estrogen helps with your cognitive sharpness. So you can do a lot during this time, right? This is a great time to get things done, plan trips, go on hikes, do your heaviest workouts, really push your body during this period of time. Focus on lots of clean proteins, focus on highly beneficial antioxidants. Now the next phase is what's called the luteal phase. This is when progesterone starts coming up. During this time, you don't want to have long fasts. You want to aim for about 12 to 13 hours max. So again, 12-12 would probably be about your max. Progesterone needs calm and nourishment. Your body becomes more insulin resistant, so now is a good time to add in more carbohydrates. This is a time you wouldn't want to do as heavy workouts. You don't want to be as mentally taxing. This is the time where you really want your body to relax a little bit. Good time for meditation, going on walks, good time for yoga and stretching, good time to get some extra sleep, right? Really focus on cycle-friendly carbs, squash, berries, root vegetables. We want a lot of nutrients and minerals during this period of time. And in the late luteal phase and into menstruation is when all your hormones start to drop. And this is where a lot of women, they experience PMS. This is when you start to notice the cramping and the bloating and the pain and the fatigue. And some women experience it more than others because your hormones are just dropping right here. So fasting is not ideal. You do not want to fast in this phase. Your hormone levels are low, therefore your energy levels are going to be lower. You want to prioritize rest, nourishing, high nutrient dense foods, lots of minerals, gentle movement, lots of sleep, no real long fasts. So you really want to track and know where you are in your cycle, because different parts of your cycle make a difference in how you want to address your diet, your workouts, your fasting, and what to expect from your body. As we saw at the beginning portion, you can eat lots of healthy foods, lots of proteins, you can do lots of workouts, you can get in regular fasting. That is the most ideal time for fasting. Phase 2, you can still push your body. Estrogen and testosterone are really high. You can do some fasting. You really want to focus on those nutrient-dense foods. You can still be very active. You're mentally very sharp. As you start to go, the next one is when things start to change. You want to modify how you fast. And in this phase specifically, you don't want to fast because your body is losing mineral. This is when your body is bleeding. You're losing a lot. You're losing iron. You're losing B vitamins. You're losing magnesium. So this is a time to really supplement all that back in and rest and let your body heal during this period of time. So take it easy in that last week of your cycle. No long fasts, no strenuous workouts, right? No mentally taxing work as much as possible. Now you might be saying, I don't have cycles anymore. No cycles for you. Well, you can have a lot more fasting flexibility. You can do the longer fast, 24 hours, 36 hours. You can do the 3-day fast. You still need to cycle in feasting days to avoid depletion, which is important. You don't want to just do constant fasting. You want to do fasting for a few days. You want to do nourishment days. You want to do high protein days and higher carb days. So you mix it up throughout the week. So if I fasted maybe Monday and Tuesday, I might do a high protein day on Wednesday, and then maybe an intermittent fasting day on Thursday and a higher carbohydrate day on Friday, and then maybe a longer fast over the weekend. So you want to have a plan for how you do it. You don't want to just fast all the time. I see people do that too. They're just like, I just do intermittent fasting every day. Well, that's not exactly healthy for you either. You want to do intermittent fasting maybe 4 or 5 days a week, and then have a day where you eat more, and have a day where you have more carb or protein loading like we talked about, or have a longer fast day where I have a 24-hour fast day. The 3-day fasts are not ones you want to do all the time. Maybe at the most once a month, once a quarter, a couple of times a year is when you really want to get those in. When you are postmenopausal, great time to focus on your brain health, your metabolism, your strength. And I find a lot of women that are in this zone have had problems for many years and now are struggling to lose the weight. They're struggling to have the energy back. They're struggling to get their systems in balance because their hormones have been so off for so long. We can really, really help in this type of phase. It's all about water. Sink water is full of chlorine and fluoride and medications and herbicides and pesticides, everything that could have possibly gotten into your water or was added in. You want to make sure you're getting clean, filter, ionized water. That is what's absolutely best. Also use the right drinking receptacles. You want to use stainless steel or completely non-toxic plastic. Glass is also really good for water receptacles. We talked a lot about hydration and electrolytes. Electrolytes are huge during fasting. One of the big parts is your cells need sodium and potassium to allow water and hydration to get in. It's called the sodium-potassium pump. One of the things that most people are deficient in is sodium, because processed sodium that you get in processed foods is not the same as active sodium. So when you look at sodium, that's exactly what's in here, right? That's what's in this, and this supports all these different systems: hormones, immune system, mood, brain, heart, fitness, energy. And it's completely non-toxic. It has flavors, but they're natural flavorings. I take Element every single day. It's how I start my day. If I have an active day, I take even more. During fasting, I drink it all throughout the day. This will be like your secret weapon to effective fasting and optimizing hydration. So that's why we support this here in our office. Now I want to pivot a little bit here because we talked a lot about nutrition, and that's one of the 5 essentials. It's absolutely amazing. We talked about fasting, different types of fasting. We talked about fasting for women and how it fits with your hormones and your cycles. We talked about hydration and how vital that is. But the one system above all this that affects your health is your brain and nervous system. Even if you had the best diet and you fasted regularly and all your hormones are in balance, if your nervous system is not working and your brain's not effectively communicating the messages of health and healing to all the cells, tissues, and organs of your body will struggle to adapt to stress. Your body will struggle to regulate normal health, and likely you will have challenges physically, chemically, and emotionally. That's what your nervous system does. Chiropractic is founded on optimizing the health of your brain and nervous system. It's not about back pain. It's not about treating or bending your spine. It's about removing interference to the communication from your brain to your body. And the quality of your health is directly proportional in your brain's ability to communicate through your nervous system, out your nerves, to the trillions of cells that run your body. That's what chiropractic is all about. And here's why chiropractic is part of a lifestyle success strategy. Most people base their health on how they look and how they feel. Your body only feels 10% of what goes on. 10%, that's it. So when it comes to pressure and pain, hot and cold, 10%. What regulates your autonomic system, your digestion, your breathing, your energy, your sinuses, your immune function, that's your autonomic system. What regulates your movement, your muscles, your strength, your energy, that comes from your motor nerves. 90% of what regulates your health to your nervous system, you don't feel. We want to focus on 100%. We want you feeling good. We want you functioning well. We want to see you healthy. So when you go to a chiropractor, not all chiropractors are the same. Most chiropractors, everyone that's on your insurance plan, everyone that doesn't take x-rays or have a specific plan for you, everyone you only go to for short-term symptomatic or pain relief is pain relief care. This is focusing on the 10%. That's it. It's focusing on the 10%. And you're likely going to get benefits in that 10% in feeling better. Corrective care focuses on 100%. In corrective care, we address the issues that will help you feel better, but we also address the 90% that regulates your health and your function. And that's what we do here at New Life Chiropractic. That's what Max Living was founded on. And that's why core chiropractic is the foundation of a healthy lifestyle and should be done for the rest of your life. Chiropractic focuses on detection and correction of subluxation. You may be wondering, what's subluxation? Subluxation is nerve irritation and interference that directly affects your body's innate ability to heal and remain healthy. So we talked about the brain and the nervous system and how vital that is. And that your health is directly proportional of your brain's ability to communicate through your nervous system. That all happens in your spine. So if your spine shifts out of its normal alignment and starts to interfere with and affect these nerves, well, that can over time cause pain, numbness, tingling, loss of normal function, weakness, low energy, but it can also cause sickness and disease to the other organs and systems in your body. That's why subluxation is the most dangerous, degenerative, progressive, neurological issue that can affect your health. That's why I get adjusted every single week. That's why my kids get adjusted. That's why we recommend getting adjusted for the rest of your life to minimize subluxation and optimize your neurological function. And here's the key. Chiropractors are the only doctors specifically trained to detect and correct subluxation. This is not going to get fixed by a nutrition plan. This won't get fixed by a supplement. This won't get fixed through fasting. This doesn't get fixed through stretching and exercise. It doesn't happen with your personal trainer or with your massage therapist or with your physical therapist. This is not something that doctors do. There's no medication or injection that can improve this. Only the chiropractic adjustment corrects subluxation. And that's what we focus on above all else. So it's so vital. Everyone who wants to be healthy needs to be seeing a chiropractor. Not should, needs to be seeing a chiropractor. And there are people in your life right now that don't know this. Maybe you are on here and you've been to chiropractors before, but you never really went consistently, or it's been a long time. If you and your family want to be healthy, everyone should be getting checked, which starts with a physical exam and an x-ray, where we can really look at what's going on with the spine and the nervous system and look at 100% of what regulates your health, not just 10%. Not just when you're in an accident, not just when your neck or back hurts, not just when you have neck pain, for the rest of your life to optimize. And here's what the research shows. When you're seeing a chiropractor regularly, which is defined as at least every other week, over a period of time, this is a 7-year study where patients went primarily to a chiropractor for their health needs, they found that they went to the hospital 60% less time. When they went to the hospital, they spent 59% less days there. They had 62% less outpatient surgeries. And here's the biggest one, 85% less pharmaceutical costs. The number one cause of bankruptcy right now in our country is medical bills. The biggest expenditure for retired individuals and couples later in their life is medical bills, hospital visits, hospital stay, surgeries, medications. This is what most people spend a majority of their money and time on later in life because they didn't invest in their health early on. There wasn't a plan, and they're dealing with and reacting to sickness and disease later that accumulated over a lifetime of stress and unhealthy habits. I don't want that for you. I don't want that for your family or your kids or your neighbors or your friends or family members. Now that you know this, it's so vital that you tell others, because if you don't tell them, who will? Who will? Nobody. That's who. Now it's up to you. Our mission is to empower and share this with as many people as possible and change lives for the better. Now it's time for you to share this with others. Don't miss the opportunity to change somebody's life for the better. You see people around you that are suffering, they're in pain. Maybe they're looking for a surgery or they've had them before. They're on multiple medication. They just got diagnosed with some type of chronic lifestyle disease. You can help them. If you live here locally in our community, in the Rocklin, Roseville, Granite Bay, Loomis, Lincoln area, we're doing a very special event next Tuesday in Rocklin at Rubino's Restaurant, 6 p.m. It's called our community dinner. The community dinner is your opportunity to change somebody's life for the better. It's your opportunity to share the truths you learned today and the amazing healing benefits of chiropractic and a holistic, healthy lifestyle. Everyone you know who's suffering with chronic pain, who has disease processes, who's taking medications right now, who's not living their vital, most optimal life that they deserve, or even if they want to make sure that that doesn't happen, they are all candidates to come to that community dinner. It's free for you and a guest that you come to. You can bring as many guests as you like. We do have limited seating though. So if you want to come, you want to make sure that you sign up as soon as possible. You can comment below right now and someone from my team will help you. Just put in there, I want to come to the community dinner. I want to bring a guest. You can call or text our office at 916-259-2682 and we can go ahead and register you and your guests for the community dinner. Again, it's next Tuesday, April 22nd, 6 p.m. at Rubino's Restaurant in Rocklin. Now, you do have to pre-register to be able to attend, and we do have limited seating. So make sure if you're wanting to change the life of another, maybe it's your spouse, maybe it's your neighbor, your friend from church, your friend from work, your friend that you work out with that hasn't been showing up because they threw out their back or their shoulders messed up, or they've been sick for the last couple of weeks because their immune system is downregulated. You can help them. Help us push this mission and this purpose forward. Help us change the lives and reach those who need to be reached. If you're listening to this, maybe your life has already been changed by chiropractic. And I hope today was another step in that health journey. If you want additional guidance or have more questions or want some of these resources, comment below. Me and my team are here to help you live your best life, to guide and support you, empower you to live the healthiest life naturally. Thank you so much for joining us on here. I hope this was helpful. Make sure you follow us online, subscribe to this YouTube channel, subscribe to us on Facebook, Instagram, social media. We share health tips like this all the time. If you'd like to start emailing us, you would like us to start emailing you our health newsletter, put your email below in the comments. We'll make sure that we follow up and add you to our email list so you can be aware of future events. We share things on our YouTube channel, health talks, health tips, every single week, every single month. We are here to help and support you. Thank you so much for joining us. I look forward to hearing your wins and successes as you start applying what you learn, and I look forward to supporting you in that health journey.